Hi everyone, Kenfinity here, and here's my review of the 2002 Spider-Man, directed by Sam Raimi, starring Tobey Maguire, James Franco, Christian Dunst, Willem Dafoe, Rosemary Harris, Cliff Robertson. No more impressions. Oh, J.K. Simmons. Now no more impressions. Joe Manganiello, Gary Becker, Bill Nunn, Jack Betts, Stanley Anderson, Ron Perkins, Michael Papajohn, Kick Dobbs, and Ted Raimi. Great cast, is awesome. And of course, this is the story of Peter Parker, this young man who is, very smart. People see him as nerdy, but he's just kind of quiet, keeps to himself. And everyone tries to stay away from him. Exactly, he literally has to chase after the bus to get to anywhere, specifically this field trip that they're going to. Yeah, and they're going to this giant research facility where they have these experimental spiders that are even stronger than regular spiders are. Because as you know, Peter tells Harry, some of the things that the spiders can do. And Harry, he backstabs him by going up to Mary Jane, the girl that Peter's loved since 4th grade. And you know what Harry does, And he tries to shrug it off. Why did you tell her those things after Peter already told you and everything? Yeah, but Peter, he gets bitten by one of the spiders. And then he has all of these, instant side effect repercussions, come on to him after this spider, bites him and everything. And he lives with his aunt and uncle, who are the sweetest. They're the kindest. And his Uncle Ben is just trying to find a good job. All jobs need, you gotta have your computer skill. All these jobs are with computers. Yeah, and Aunt May loves him so much and is watching Peter. Like, what happened? But the next day, Peter is stronger than ever because he's amplified by the spider. His DNA has been magnified by the spider and everything. Yeah, so now he has spider powers. Dun, dun, dun. And now he can do so many awesome things. As you know, he figures out everything he can do. And at the meantime, Harry's dad, Norman Osborn, is a very rich and very successful manufacturer of military weapons and technology in general, but he's specifically making military weapons. And this general really doesn't like him. And they're testing out the serum. I don't want to give. I'm sure you know, but I don't want to give much away. So, some things happen, and Norman, he goes to a life of crime, and he becomes the Green Goblin. And of course, Peter has to stop him with his newfound superpowers. But first, Peter, he develops this, persona that he has. At first, he does it just so that he can make some money, and you know why he wants to make money. Yeah, and he goes into this wrestling match with Bonesaw, who's always ready. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm sure you know what happens, and his Uncle Ben sadly dies. And there's something that happens between Peter and Uncle Ben when he drops him off before all this happens. Yeah, and Peter, explodes at Uncle Ben. And it blows up in Peter's face for, doing that since he dies and everything. And that gives Peter motivation to, use this great power that he has responsibly, Who doesn't know the phrase? So now he is a superhero, yeah. And he gets a costume upgrade, and he got a name upgrade by that announcer. Yeah, so now he's a superhero fighting crime and everything. And Norman, he is, doing everything in his power to fight with this serum, because it's this serum that made him into the supervillain. So he's trying to fight it, but it takes over him. And Harry, of course, is affected since Norman was already kind of distant, but now he's even more distant. Can you believe that? And Mary Jane really gets to see how Harry deals with the situation and how Pete has always been there for and everything. And I know I'm skipping over, there's so many things, and it's been 18 years. Yeah, but Peter, he confronts Green Goblin, who's doing this to Norman, and sadly, something happens to Norman, sadly, at the end. But that Goblin serum got the best of him, and Norman, he let the fact that the general and all the board members of Oscorp didn't like what he was doing, so he let that get to him. But it was awesome, and it was great. It was a great adaptation of our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. It's a fun movie. It's so much fun. You know, it knows when to have. It knows when it wants to have fun. Yep, and it knows, you know, how serious this is with Peter having lots of responsibility, with Norman not using his power responsibly, because he has all these. I never thought about it like this, but he has all these resources, all this power. I've never thought about it like this. Whoa, no! But he used it to his selfish advantage so that he can, you know, stay on top. But the serum gets the best of him. But it's a beautiful movie. Aunt May is so sweet, and she's always watching Peter because he's not Superman, you know. Yeah, and I love it. I just would have liked if Peter, you know, he's perfect. He does, you know, he does a great job showing, you know, how timid Peter is, how quiet Peter is, you know. And I don't want to say nerdy. I don't want to, but yeah, it's been said. But yeah, it's been put out there. But I would have liked it if he was a little bit more, you know, if he had even more fun, like if he was, you know, if he was more of a, you know, of a joke spitter, if he was, you know, more of a quip, you know, he was spit out more quips when he's Spider-Man. Like if he changed it up when he was Spider-Man more than when he was Peter Parker, because he does a great job Spider-Man, but he's very authoritative. Yeah, you're the one who's out, Gobby. Out of your mind. Like sort of like, give it up. You know, he's really like a superhero like that. But I feel like if he changed it up more from how he was Peter Parker, I would have liked it even more. But he was great. He's a great choice. He was good. Yeah, and I would have liked to seen a little bit more of Peter realizing that he doesn't need the things that he wanted at first. Because usually like he's literally thinking about what he wants and these things pop up on screen. But like how he needs to take care of New York, not me, his friend, you know. And he realizes that. And I would like to see a little bit more of Mary Jane, you know, becoming stronger, because she comes from a bad household, things like that. So getting stronger and seeing that Peter's already been there for him. I would like to see Norman, you know, try to combat Green Goblin more, you know, the struggle and everything. Yeah, and a little bit more of how that crumbles his, you know, his business. But you don't have to. Superhero. Is that even good? Yeah, but there's so much. It's a great film. It's a great adaptation of the stories, because, you know, the whole thing with Spider-Man, I love it. And if you haven't seen my Amazing Spider-Man review, I'll put that card up there. Yeah, it's always awesome seeing how Peter goes from this terrible situation to having so much fun, you know, while also being responsible, but how completely starts having fun with being Spider-Man than he ever has before. It's such an awesome underdog story. It's so awesome, man. And they had so much fun with this film. It's a great telling, you know, of the classic story. And they made it their own. They had so much fun with it. It's awesome. It'll last for infinity. It is such a good adaptation, everything. I know, like, with movies like this, so many things happen. Broad strokes. It is too awesome, and it's too cool, and so much and there's so many subtle things, you know, there's so many cool things. It's awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what other superhero movies. I haven't done too many superhero movies. There's so many great films, you know, in general, so many pictures, great pictures. So please let me know what other superhero movies you want me to review. Please like and subscribe. Please hit the notification bell so you know when all new videos come out. And these videos, Harris-Kenfinity.